This is the Badass Mojo, and today I would like to share my Gyre build, which is another Warframe that is a nuke frame. However, the damage on her is not the best because it's electricity damage, and there's only a certain amount of power you can build, but it's still pretty good. So if you guys like to try out another nuke frame, I would recommend Gyre. Her abilities are a directional nuke instead of a AoE like other Warframes. So basically, her fourth ability, which is the nuke part, does electricity damage to people that are hit with a crit, and it targets other enemies around it. So this is a pretty decent semi-nuke-ish build. And so here is the build. I'm building a bunch of power strength because you need it, and a lot of range so I could have multiple targets affected by my electricity. The key thing with her is the more electricity procs you have on the enemies, the more crit chance your abilities have. Yes, her abilities can crit. And so casting your first ability, which is a big dome that does electricity damage, into a crowd of enemies will allow you to red crit with your abilities, meaning you'll do 3 times the damage of your normal ability. And on top of that, if you have the ability Roar from Rhino in your helmet, add that to your Gyre, and basically it doubles the damage because it's affecting your electricity procs. Or you could do the usual armor stripping with the Terrify, but I prefer the Roar because it's really good. And also I'm using an augment mod, which basically allows me to get another electricity discharge from an enemy that dies from my electricity damage. So anytime I kill somebody with the zapping, they release another zap arc, which does 200% more damage. So basically it's like a chain link. Once you kill an enemy, they release more electricity, and then it keeps going further and further. I have a bunch of Archon shards giving me even more power strength. And for the weapon, I like to use the Zenith because it has infinite punch through. You can shoot enemies across the map, and as long as you hit a crit, they can get zapped even if they're like a mile away from you. And so start off by using your fourth ability and then switch to your third ability. Because you need to kill enemies to keep your third ability active, I would recommend using your fourth ability first and then zap a few enemies, use your third ability, and get a few kills with your ability. That way it just continues the zap and it keeps giving you the extra duration. You can recast your fourth ability to get your molt augmented stacks added into your ability strength. However, if you wanted to activate your third ability for more crit chance after you have more molt augmented stacks, you can jump off the map and then reset it. That way you can add that 60% power strength if you do have the molt augmented, which by the way I recommend because again you need a lot of power strength for this build. And for survivability, I have the Arcane Blessing, which is really good. And yeah, this is the build which I usually play with, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. For those of you who are looking for a decent Gyre build, a bunch of power strength and range and a little bit of duration to keep your zaps active for a longer time. So let me know in the comments below what do you guys think of this build. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. That'll help me out a lot. Peace, and this is not good stuff. Bye.